This is Stormé DeLaverie. Now, there's a lot of speculation about who threw the first punch at the famous 1969 Stonewall riots, but a lot of eyewitnesses said that it was Stormé. Stormé was born in 1920 in New Orleans. Her mother was black and her father was white. At some point they managed to get married and they provided Stormé with an education, but growing up was really tough. Stormé was bullied horrendously, including one awful incident when she was suspended from a fence by her legs that left her needing a leg brace. As an adult, she had a hatred for what she called ugly, which she meant horrible bullying and picking on vulnerable people. Stormé realised she was gay from a pretty early age, and she started performing in jazz clubs, first as a woman and then as a drag king, and you can see here. At 18, she left home and headed to Chicago. In the 1950s, Stormé started performing as the MC for the Jewel Box Revue, which you can see here, a touring drag show, and it was the first in the country to be racially integrated. They toured not only around America, but Europe as well. By 1957, the show was performing twice a week in Harlem at the Apollo Theatre. Stormé stayed with them for 15 years, but to the Stonewall Inn. In the 1960s, the Stonewall Inn, seen here, was owned and operated by the Mafia. The reason for that was because there was a lot of money to be made providing a service in a space for people that couldn't get served anywhere else, i.e. the LGBTQ+ community. And the Stonewall Inn catered to the most marginalised in that community. Butch lesbians, transgender people, sex workers, effeminate men, you name it, they were there. But conditions were really tough. In New York at the time, you could be arrested by the police for simply wearing clothes that weren't appropriate to your gender. The Stonewall Inn was raided so many times that there was a series of light flashes to warn the patrons when another raid was coming. At 2 in the morning on the 28th of June 1969, the police raided again, but this time something was different. This is what Stormé remembered later. Pause to read. It took 4 officers to get handcuffs on Stormé and get her into a police van, at which point she screamed, "Aren't you guys going to do something?" and all hell broke loose. This is what she remembered happening later. Pause to read. This was the Stonewall riots. It led to 6 days of civil disobedience, clashes with the police, and is rightly hailed around the world as the catalyst for the LGBTQ+ rights movement. And Stormé was right there. After Stonewall and after the death of her partner Diana, Stormé gave up performing and instead took to being a bouncer. For the next 30 years, she voluntarily patrolled the streets around Greenwich Village, protecting the gay bars. She was known as the Sheriff of Greenwich Village. She was also vice president of the Stonewall Veterans Association and every year led the New York Gay Pride Parade. Stormé kept bouncing and looking after her baby girls well into her 80s. Her final years were spent in a nursing home in Brooklyn where she had dementia, but it's said that her memories of Stonewall and singing stayed with her right to the end. She died on the 24th of May 2014.